Hello and welcome to this week's Inspire Q&A video. I'm Roddy Graham from Tweedbank Primary School, and this week we are doing our last video during the home learning period, and it's a bit of a focus on returning to school this week. So there's going to be 3 more topics that we're going to cover, and hopefully you'll be able to use some of them in the classroom in the next wee while. Our topics this week include using OneDrive to share work between pupils and teachers, publishing some learning journeys or learning logs depending on what you call them in your school online, and then you can share those with parents via the Book Creator app, and then using Mentimeter, a website that I'll guide you around today, to get some pupil feedback instantly from within the classroom. We will start today with a focus on OneDrive sharing. The question is, I would like my pupils to share work with me without having to use my team's assignments. What's a quick and easy way to do this? Well, one way that you can do it is via Glow and Office 365, and that is using the Microsoft OneDrive app. So pupils and staff both have access to this via Glow and Office 365. There is an app version of this, which can be downloaded from self-service on the iPads, and that is free to download as all of the apps are. There's folders that can easily be created, and then they can be shared with pupils, and I'll guide you around how to do that too. And then all content that ever gets put within those shared folders can then be viewed or edited by both the teacher and pupil. So I'll guide you around how to set up OneDrive, how to use the shared folders, and how the functions work on there. So this little example shows you how to use OneDrive so you can share work between pupils and teachers. So if you go into the self-service, there is the Microsoft OneDrive app there. Yours might say install if you've not put it in already, and mine says reinstall because I've already got it. Now the OneDrive works with your Glow, so if you're signed in with Glow already on your iPad, the chances are you won't need to re-sign in again. You'll click on the OneDrive app, it'll open up and it'll show all of your files that you have created via OneDrive in your teaching history, essentially. Now what you can do with this is on the app, if you press the plus in the top right hand corner, you can then create what are called folders, and with these you have the ability to share these folders with people if you want to. Okay, so let's just say we had a pupil called Adam in our class and we want to call it Adam's work is what the folder that we're going to call it. We're going to share this folder and we're actually going to share it with Adam. So you put Adam's Glow email address in there, and you say, yes, we want him to edit the folder and the files within it as well. So once you put his email in there, you can press enter and it'll come up with that. You press on create. Now my one, it won't let me do it because I've not actually put that email address in, but I'll press create at the bottom. And then what it does is it creates one single folder for Adam's work. Now, if you've shared that with Adam via his Glow email address, he will have access to this as well, and only him. Okay, so the only email addresses you put in are the people who can actually access the work. Where it will be in Adam's OneDrive app, if he's got it on his iPad, is it will be in his shared folder, because that's where all of the things that are shared go. Okay, so therefore, what you can then do is you can put work into there. So you can put work into Adam's folder, maybe for him to complete, or you might want to put photos of his learning in there so he can share it at home. But similarly, Adam can do the same too. He can go into his iPad, he can go onto his device, he can put work in, photos in, and do all his things like so. Okay? And essentially, as long as it goes into the folder, that is shared 2 ways. What you could then do though, which takes it a little bit further, is say you were doing some work with Adam and he was doing some other work with other pupils, is you could add in a wee file or a photo that you want to put in. So let's say I was wanting to put in this wee text here, which is one that I was using with my class this week. So I'll upload it to the folder. So Adam and you have access to this, but then you can also share that with other people. So you can put in other people's names in here, or their emails, addresses in here, and they can get access to that too. But what they can't get is access to the whole folder. It would just be to this one single file. So it's a good way of showing that you're able to share with multiple people, but you can keep it just between 1 and 2 people. I know of examples of other schools in the cluster, in the authority, where they have set up individual folders for all the pupils in their class, and they drop work into it for them to complete, or they share work in that way. Okay, so there's multiple uses for using OneDrive in this way, and it's very, very easy to set up too. What you can also do within the folder is you can then create some subfolders. So say you were doing a literacy folder, that can go in there, but because it's already been shared in Adam's one, then Adam also has access to the literacy folder. So it's really quite useful for subfolders too. So you could have a literacy and numeracy, health and well-being, wider achievements, whatever you want to call them, you can pop them all in there. And then again, within the literacy one, you could even have a subfolder in there for reading. And then that creates it just like so. So then if Adam needs to go and access all of his work, he goes into Adam's work, into literacy, into reading, and all the stuff is there. Okay, so it's a really good way of keeping everything organised and tidy within the OneDrive system. And as I say, it's possible to do as many folders and share them with as many people as you need to. Next up, we're going to focus on learning journeys and publishing them online. The question is, I'd like to start making digital learning journeys to share with my pupils' parents. Can you suggest a way to do this? So the one that I would suggest that you use for this is Book Creator, because it's easy to work with and it's very quick and simple to publish online. You could use things like Keynote or PowerPoint or even a shared OneDrive folder too, but I would think that Book Creator would look the best as well as being the best fit for purpose. So the beauty of Book Creator is that you can easily add multimedia to the text. So you can have videos, you can have audio, you can have photos, you can have links to documents or websites if you want as well. And it's also super easy to access. What you can do, and I'm going to show you in this video today, is how the books can be published online onto a very secure platform whereby you can share the link to parents and then they're able to view the books just as you would on your devices as well. So I'll guide you around how to do that, how to set up a book on Book Creator and how to publish it online. So I know that there's quite a few schools who are interested in doing some digital learning logs or learning journeys, depending on what you call them. And Book Creator is a fantastic resource for doing this with. So what I would suggest you do first of all is if you open up the Book Creator app and you've not signed in, the best way to do it is to click Teacher Signing at the bottom like so. You can then sign up with Office 365 and this will use your Glow login to get into that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to come in. I'll press on my name here. It'll take me to the organisation sign-in page on Glow RM Unify. You can then type in all your details that you need to, like so. And then once you're in, it might ask you for some permissions and just click continue on that. And then when you are in, what this will then allow you to do is it will allow you to publish your work online to share with other people. So be it pupils or be it parents, okay? So if you press on new book, we've been through Book Creator before on this, but let's just go for a landscape one. You can have a front cover, you can add in different backgrounds. For example, that, you could put a wee bit of text in which says class learning journey. And then you can obviously edit the text in whichever way you want to make it as fancy, as big, as whatever you want with that, okay? I'm not going to go into too much detail today about how you can use Book Creator because we've covered it previously and there's lots of other ways that you can find out how to use Book Creator. But then you can come into your pages, you might have different pages for different things. So you might have a literacy focus here. You're then able to put photos or videos, you can write text, you can add drawings, sound, whatever you want to do with the multimedia on there, okay? You can create it in whichever way you'd like to. But once you've made your book and you're ready to share it online, what I've seen a lot of schools doing out with the authority that have used Book Creator for online is they often do it week by week or topic by topic, and each topic has its separate book which then goes up online. But it's a very, very quick process to get it online. So all you need to do is when you've finished your book, when it's ready to go, you press on My Books there. You can see that the class learning journey is here. You want to edit the name so that you're giving it the name like so, class learning journey, and my name is there too. Then the share button, bottom right, has some options. So you could export it as a book to share with pupils on their device or a PDF and things like that. But the best one to get it working really, really well is to publish online. So if you click on publish online, it gives you the chance to edit the title and edit the author again. And it says, once published, your book can be read on bookcreator.com with a private link. You can choose who to share this link with, and you can also unpublish the book at any time. So we press on publish, and then it takes a wee while just to upload it. And then it says it's been published. Tap on the globe to view or share your book. So if you press on done, you can see that in the top right hand corner of the book, there is now a globe. So if we press on that and we press view online, it will then take us to the book online, which can then be viewed by parents or staff members or whoever it is that you choose to share it with. So then you can see the book is published online as a web version. You can then move the pages forward. Obviously our demo version has very little in it because we didn't add any media or text or anything in, but you can see that the cover is there and all the pages inside will be there too. What is also possible to do with this is you can choose the read to me function, which would then read the text out aloud. So if you were using it with younger children, then they could listen to it in that way. You've also got the option to change the settings, so you don't have to have side-by-side pages. You can have single pages if you want, and you can also highlight words or change the reading speed for read to me as well. Then if you come back into Book Creator and you press on share link, what that does is you can then copy the link to the book, and then you can add it onto an email or onto a newsletter or whatever it is that you're wanting to share it with, and then that can be sent on to parents in that way. So it's a very, very quick process. It's very, very safe as well, because the only people that can access it are the people with the link. Okay, so it's a really good way of sharing your learning journeys or learning logs with parents, and it is a safe way to do it as well. Final topic this week is called Mentimeter feedback. The question is, I'd like to get some feedback from pupils when we return to the classroom. Are there any digital tools that could be useful for this? So one that I'm going to suggest today is Mentimeter, which is an interactive website generally used for kind of conferences and presentations, but I feel like the features would work really well in schools too. There is a free package which you just need a email to sign up for, which is quite limited, but it's useful enough for the circumstances that we need it. There is the ability to create polls, questions. There's a word cloud feature on it as well as a Q&A feature as well. And all of these could be deployed for use of feedback. What I'm going to suggest in today's video is that you use polls or word clouds for this, and I'll show you how to set it up and what it can look like on screen as well. So the website you need for this is called mentimeter.com. You can see it there at the top. And if you've not got an account, it's very easy to sign up. All you need to do is enter an email address, a password, and a first and last name, and then that gets you signed up. There's no need to put any card details in or anything like that. So I'm just going to log in just now as me into my account. And once I'm on, I'll show you how to set up a very basic presentation, and also how you can share that with people so then you can get their feedback on it. So to get a new presentation, you just press the blue button there. You type the name in of it in whichever way you want to call it, and then press create presentation. Here's one that I've made today, and it's called Eildon West Demo. So here is my example question. It is just a simple one that says, did you enjoy the learning activities in this lesson? With the choices of yes, they were excellent, yes, they were good, no, they were poor, or no, they were terrible. And that's all you need to put on. It's very simple, very basic. You can add images if you want, but it's really not needed. You can just leave it in that format just there. Then to get the link for pupils, you press share at the top, and it gives you a voting link down here. You can copy that link, and then all they need to do is, if you've got a Teams page or another platform that you're using in order to share work with your class, they can visit that link just there. You can then demonstrate it on the board by showing your screen like so. Why is that not working? And then you can see the question that comes through. Did you enjoy the learning activities in this lesson? 4 choices there. Pupils can press the choice that they want to do. It's all anonymous. They don't need a sign-in. They don't need a name that they need to put in. It's just simply the question and the answer. So they press submit. They've then submitted that there, and then the answer comes onto the screen on the presentation live. So in the bottom right-hand corner, if you've got 25 pupils in your class, you should see 25 at the bottom after the end of all the voting. I'll now guide you through how you can use the word cloud for a slightly different bit of feedback on it as well. So the word cloud option, you can just go add slide in the top left-hand corner, and then you can press on word cloud there. It then gives you the choice to put a question in. So I'm going to use for this demo one, I'm going to say, write 3 words which contain the ch sound. Okay, and you're saying 3 entrants per participant. You'd probably turn off at the bottom, let participants submit multiple times, but for the purposes of this one, I'm going to turn it on so that I can show you a couple of things in the demo. Okay, then once you're on there, you can press on present, and then that screen will load up like so. but I'm actually going to go back to here because I'm going to give this a refresh. It's the same link as before, but you can now see that the question has changed. So I've now got the chance to write in 3 words that contain the ch sound. You do only get 25 characters, so you've got a limited amount of space for it, but for this type of question, you're only looking for very, very short responses. So I might put in here chips, I might put in chair, and I might put in cheer. Press on submit, and then it gives me the chance to put in another one. So if I now put in another 3 and I put the same same ones in, chips and cheer, but I change my last one and make that reach. Press on submit, and then on the presentation you can see that chips and cheer are bigger because they have been said more often. So the words that come up more frequently, the bigger they are. You can see that chair and reach are slightly smaller because they are not as frequent as the other 2. So the more common words that feature, they get shown bigger on the screen. And again, if you come back from this screen, you can then download your results again. And from there, you're able to see it in a PDF that you can keep, and you can also have it as images at the bottom, which are screenshots. So you're able to take those away from your session as well. So it's worth having a little play about on Mentimeter. There's a good few different ways that you can use it. Unfortunately, the free version only allows you to have 2 question types on a slide, on a presentation at once, but you can have multiple presentations, so you can flick between the 2 of them, okay? If pupils don't have any way to share the links, if you've not got a Teams page set up, for example, the other way that they can go on is if you press the present one, it says go to menti.com and use that code. If they were to do that, then they would also be able to reach that without having to sign in and without having to put their names on it either. Hopefully you'll find that useful, and it'll be something that you're able to take away and use in your practice very soon. And that is number 6 video complete for the Inspire Q&A series. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, please use my email address, gw12grahamroddy3@glow.sch.uk, and fire your questions away to me that way. There will still be new videos out every Friday, even though we're returning to school for primary 4 to 7 next week. We're still going to do these videos weekly, and there'll be a bit of a bigger focus on how you could use the Inspire programs and apps as we return to school in the upper phase of primary. If you subscribe to the channel, then you'll get the new videos straight to your device as soon as they're made available, and I'll also email the links out to your head teachers so they can pass them on to you that way as well. Hoping that you've been finding these videos useful. Thank you so much for the messages that I've been getting during the last few weeks to tell me that you're enjoying them. It makes my work all the worthwhile. Okay, I've been Roddy Graham. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.